Hey everyone, I'm Ebonie, aka Metal and Coffee, and this is Overkill Review's Banger's weekly metal review show. It's almost the summertime. I am so excited. So many great shows, so many great festivals. Though I'm not gonna lie, it's feeling like kind of a dry summer for metal outside of that Black Braid release. So I would love for you to share some releases coming up in the next couple months in the comments below and just help me out. All right, let's get to the review. This week, I'm reviewing the new album by FALLUJAH called Xenotaph. This is their 6th studio album released on Nuclear Blast, and it dropped June 13th. So for the uninitiated, FALLUJAH are a Bay Area tech death band who first made waves with The Flesh Prevails back in 2014, which pretty much rewired what people thought death metal could sound like. The lineup has been through quite a few changes all the way up to this new record, but as it stands, we have Kyle Schaefer on vocals, both Scott Carstairs and Sam Maradian on guitar, Evan Brewer on bass, and Kevin Alexander on drums. I've been a fan of this band for a couple years, and I love how their music lives in that tension between beauty and brutality. Their last record, Empyrean, leans super heavy into the brutal aspect, but what do we get with Xenotaph? Well, let's talk about it. So I've always preferred FALLUJAH when they strike a balance between atmosphere and technicality, a sound that they pioneered pretty much. And while their last album, Empyrean, leaned really heavy into tech death, which I didn't mind, Xenotaph brings back the beauty that sets them apart. The album opens with In Stars We Drown, a stunning setup for what's to come. It's FALLUJAH doing what they do best, layering lush atmosphere over razor-sharp technical death metal. The beginning of the track is delicate and curious, with flowing guitar picking and ambient piano that sounds like stargazing in audio form. But don't worry, the drop into a full-bodied composition absolutely delivers. That track really stood out to me, along with Crystalline Veil, which also opens with a shimmering, ethereal intro. I can't help it, I'm soft for that kind of thing. But trust me, the technical flair is alive and well here too. The riffs and solos on this one are extra tasty too, taking the listener on a chaotic tour of the galaxy at the speed of light pretty much. One of the coolest things about this record is how completely seamless it is. The production is crystal clear and each track flows effortlessly into the next, making those 43 minutes fly by. On top of that, it's a concept album about someone who enters the afterlife only to be met by a guide with questionable intentions. I also have to give a shout out to Kyle's clean vocals throughout the record, along with the use of harmony and double layering of vocals. Core FALLUJAH moves. Altogether, it acts as a combined reset point within many of the tracks. A great example of this is the single Kaleidoscopic Waves, which opens at full throttle, an epic growl, pummeling blast beats, guitar riffs dancing all around, and then collapse. Everything drops into this field of butterflies where we get an airy vocal passage floating above an intricate bass line. It's like a massage for your brain. Honestly, this album had me revisiting one of my favorite records ever, Dark Future by Entheos. That's also a concept record, I think, with a similar sci-fi theme. And Evan Brewer also played bass on that record, which you can absolutely hear because his style is unmistakable. So something that a lot of tech death bands struggle with is knowing when to pull back. And Fallujah occasionally toes that line too. Sometimes it just feels like too many blast beats, you know? I know I'm probably going to get a lot of mean hate for that. For example, at the start of Labyrinth of Stone, I love their radio fade in, but after that first chorus, it feels like they're kind of like sprinting when a breather might have been more effective. That happens in a few other places too, like in Step Through the Portal and Breathe, which starts off a little bit overwhelming, but the second half completely flips things. Somehow they managed to combine chaos and calm in a way I didn't think was possible. But hey, that's Fallujah, so in the end, I'll take it. To wrap up this review, Xenotaph is Fallujah reminding us why we fell in love with their music in the first place. That blend of beauty and brutality in equal measure has such staying power. It's a reminder that tech death doesn't have to sacrifice emotion for complexity or clarity for chaos. I think this record is also the beginning of something great with this new lineup, and things really seem to be inching towards stability for the band. Again, the seamless transitions, lush atmospherics, and carefully placed clean vocals all point to a band that's refined its vision without losing its edge. While there are a few moments where the intensity nearly spills over, the payoff is almost always worth it. And when Fallujah gives us room to breathe, it's breathtaking. So, with that said, I'm gonna give this record a 4 out of 5 skulls. All right, it's time for shoutouts. The first one goes to Pelican Flickering Resonance, their new record they put out maybe a month or two ago. This band I got into back in college, and the beauty that they're able to portray through their instrumentals is an absolute art. This is their first record in about 6 years, and it's definitely worth your time. And the second shout out goes to God's Word, Braiding the Stories. Now, this is me stepping out of my comfort zone into the Norwegian black metal territory. What intrigued me the most and made me stay in general, despite not really being into black metal, is the atmosphere and melody that's intertwined throughout all of the tracks. So I highly recommend that you check it out yourself. All right, that's it for this review. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And until then, see you later, metalheads.